Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's a picture in the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall. It's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you want to go where it's covered in all the color lights, where the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you.
Once again, copyright laws be damned. It is indeed time to premiere the greatest show. That is indeed the Game Changer 2019. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second edition of this great podcast. Guarantee you is going to be one of the best podcasts of 2019. I am indeed Nate the Effing Great. I'm being joined here by the lovely, the malevolent, the one, the only, the shining star probably of this podcast and probably of the duo between myself and her, that being the one and only VicTori Belle. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Oh, well, this is how we're starting 2019. I'm loving it.
Oh, man. I hate sarcasm. Anyway, so last week... So...
Just more coffee. I'm not happy enough.
Okay, fair enough. So last week I was definitely on this kind of, I don't know if I would say tirade, but I was basically on this deal where I basically said, we need this certain person on the show. We need this certain person on the show. Then as soon as the show went over, my co-host said, oh, I can get her on the show. Why don't we just do it next week? I'm like, okay, I'm totally okay with this. This is totally fine. So we're being joined here by, I guess you could say, the double trouble here. We're being joined here by VicTori Belle's sister, the one, the only, the marvelous one and only Miss Allie. Welcome to the show and welcome to the Game Changer.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited.
Oh, man. We've heard nothing but positive things about you, and definitely during the years I've gone, your name's been mentioned once or twice, maybe more than that. So it was just one of those situations where it's like, I need to have her on the show. She sounds like an amazing person. So finally, it's here. We ended off 2018 with a great note. We're starting 2019 on a high note. So, guys, you definitely know that this is a preview of what to expect. There's going to be a lot going on. We're going to be talking about quite a bit. A lot of what Allie is up to these days. A very special treat for you guys throughout the show. And also at the end of the show, I will tell you guys that there is something very special that I have to announce. So, before we get into all of that, we got some questions that we have to ask because, Allie, it is your first time on the Game Changer, first time on the podcast, so I guess I'm going to take a little bit of a stealing deal from the one and only Mr. Will Terra Show from the Kings of the Ring podcast. The first guest game, yay! Okay, I'm done. I don't want them to come at me and say like, hey, we're copyrighting you for this. Like, no. So, all right. So basically, what we're going to be doing is that myself and VicTori Belle, we're going to be asking questions back and forth through here, and then we're going to get into other details. So let's just start right off there. So, Allie, I guess the first question that I have for you is, tell us a little bit about yourself. Other than being, VicTori Belle's sister, what do you do for a living?
Well, professionally for a living, I'm in sales. I do pharmaceutical sales, but I'm also, on the side, I'm a certified life coach. And over the last 6 years, I have taught myself tarot readings and things like that, and I've really found that that's one of my callings that I really like is my tarot readings. I love astrology, and I really just like helping people through issues, which is what the life coaching is for.
Yeah, we need more people like that are more than willing to, just go out there and lend a helping hand. That's really awesome to hear that you're one of those people that's like, hey, I'm here to help you out. That's awesome. So, all right, VicTori Belle, you're up.
So, when we say tarot, do you mind explaining kind of how you use tarot and how you feel tarot is? Because I think that tarot can sometimes be misunderstood.
Sure. The way that I believe tarot, and everybody has their own opinions, my specific use for tarot is that it's kind of like a Rorschach test, like the ink blots that speak to your subconscious. So it's a way for your conscious mind to communicate with your subconscious and kind of let you know what's going on and things that you need to focus on, because when you're having an issue in your life, you typically already know the answer, but it's just hard to find it when you're in an uproar of emotion.
Cool.
That was a deep answer for me, so I don't know if I could take as much of that. I don't know how much further I can go with this podcast, guys. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm already outnumbered here, but with a deep answer like that, that's awesome. You definitely mentioned the fact that you were a life coach, and definitely, like I said, it's great to have somebody out there that's willing to lend a helping hand. Is there like certain branches with life coach? Are you part of a certain branch, or what exactly is a life coach, I should ask?
So a life coach, a life coach is more like someone who helps you with goals and helps you achieve things, whereas like a psychologist kind of helps you get through things. Life coaches are a little bit more focused on the here and now and what to do to improve things, whereas psychologists really help you take a look at what happened and deal with things like that, or possibly if anyone needs medication or anything like that. Definitely not qualified for all that good stuff.
But you said that you were a pharmaceutical rep. I mean, now you're just getting me all confused here. So are you more of a...
we can't give Nate any drugs.
Hey. You know that at the last Oscar show that I don't need drugs to be happy. So let's just say that right now.
Good.
All right, VicTori Belle, you're up.
So later in the show, we are thinking of maybe doing some sort of spreads. What are tarot spreads, and why are they kind of significant?
So tarot spreads are a way of dealing the cards to ask specific questions. You can always do one card spreads. You can do any range. I've seen anywhere from 1 to 27. So you can ask as many things or as questions as you want. The most popular one that I do is the Celtic Cross. It's kind of an assessment of where you are in your life and the obstacles that you're facing.
Cool.
And Celtic Cross, that's more of like an Irish background, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, sweet. I actually learned something from professional wrestling. Thank you, Seamus. Yeah, that was my question. So I guess back over to you, Tori.
Yeah, well, I think we covered most of the stuff that we're going to be dealing with Allie, and she's on the show today. Obviously, it's 2019. Is there anything else, Allie, that you think we didn't ask you that we should have, or that you want to say right now, like about what you're going to do, or maybe like if there's anything you want to like promote or something that you're doing right now? That was a lot of question all in one.
Dang.
Is there anything else that I want to say? You guys covered pretty much the basis of things. As far as what I'm doing right now, I just started a Facebook page, Mindful Essence, and I believe you both have already liked it, so I appreciate you guys. And then other than that, I do want to make a note that tarot is not typical of life coaches. That's just my approach for communicating with someone's subconscious when people are having issues in their life. It's not something that is for everybody, but other people love it.
I love it.
You do.
Well, it's going to be my first time getting, I guess, quote-unquote, exposed to this, so I'm very interested in seeing what kind of happens here. But, alright, so before we get into the tarot card reading, there was actually a new segment that we wanted to introduce because it is a new year, and this is actually an idea that was brought on by our guest here, a segment we'd like to call New Year, New You. So basically just giving out a couple of things that we think that we're going to be doing, New Year's resolutions, we might as well call them, what we're planning on doing throughout the new year, as well as, what we might plan to do to just better ourselves. I guess that's how New Year's resolutions work. I don't know. I've seen basically the picture of somebody saying like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym. January 1st, they go to the gym. January 2nd, nope, they're back at home. So hopefully these ones do go through. So I guess I'll start off this one with a this is kind of a simple one that I kind of have been doing, and so far I've been on a, what's today, January 3rd? Okay, so this is like a 3-day streak right now. I've made the New Year's resolution that I'm basically giving up fast food completely. So no more McDonald's, no more Burger King, no more Taco Bell, just trying to eat more healthy. I said the only things that I would actually do as far as, takeout stuff would be like Chinese food, Subway. I might be tempted for pizza, but that's about it. It's literally just one of those situations where it's like, the burgers, the greasy fast food stuff, I'm just knocking it off. I'm getting it out of my system. And honestly, so far, I'm liking the results with it. I don't feel as, sluggish or as slow. I feel a little more energized. So I can only imagine, what, maybe the 100-day marker is going to be. I'm already on day 3 right now.
Wow, that's awesome. That's always good. Like, I feel like body goals is something that is a very personal thing, but it's also like most people have them. And I never think it's bad. I don't know. Ali, is there a life coaching way to say something about this? I don't know.
Well, from personal experience, I cut out fast food when I went to college, and I lost 10 to 15 pounds. So definitely a great start for any sort of goal. I think it's a really good way to approach trying to get healthy is to take it in steps. So I definitely think that you're on the right path. Focus on one thing at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't try to do too much where you get discouraged. And just say, like you're saying, day 3, you're doing good. Just take it one day at a time, and don't be upset if you do have to fall back one day you're busy, and just it'll be fine, because one day compared even to your 3 right now is you're doing great.
Sweet. I've already got a smiley face sticker from a life coach. Yes! I'm making good things for myself right now. All right, so VicTori Belle, I think you're up next. What is a New Year's resolution that you have? I know you got a list of them right now, so I'm very interested in seeing what this list consists of.
Yes. I'll stay on the body goals. I have a lot of body goals for myself in sense of increasing my flexibility and increasing my balance in general. So I would like that's kind of my top body goals right now, is to do handstands, work on all my kicks for martial arts, and then in general be able to do intense yoga, like standing on your head and doing some of these other I forget what it's called, but it's like a side pike and stuff that is just a little more advanced that I've been attempting to work on in 2018, but I didn't really focus on just that. I wanted to try to balance my body in general, but now I want to take it a notch up and be able to do those body goals that can then translate into me maybe posting more about fitness and posting more just about ways to improve your body physically.
So literally, she's basically saying that she's finding new ways to kick my butt every time she sees me. So
yes,
this is 2019 is going to be. It turned into one of those years where it's like, oh boy, I am literally going to need to start, losing weight fast so that way I can keep up with her and I don't have to worry about her killing me.
Yes, or I'm going to just kick you in a handstand.
Geez, I literally, it's like one kick, and while I'm going down, I'm like, did she just kick me in a handstand? Fall to the ground. I'm impressed, but I'm also unconscious.
Well, you know how to take a fall. You practice wrestling. Is there any life coach way you'd like to? We're just going to have you add at the end life coaching of that.
So I think my follow-up to that would be, you have a lot of goals, and the main goal there is getting stronger to be able to accomplish the list that you have there. What are you doing, whether it be daily or weekly, to accomplish that?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Okay. Should I answer that?
You should.
The subconscious question that I must now go under. No, I work out with a personal trainer 2 to 3 times a week that we do just odd stuff. Like yesterday I was trying to do one-handed handstands and backward handstands on a wall. Almost destroyed my face, but it's okay. That's kind of what I do every day. Is almost killed myself. But I also, I just want to make it the underneath goal is to do something at least 3 times a week. Have some sort of some sort of crazy exercise that goes just in my usual slots of when I should have exercise.
That's good. That's much more achievable, and you have your quantity that you can check box.
Oh.
Bang. What do you know? So the next one that I would probably have is actually one that I'm going to be doing a lot of this year, and that is going to different places. This year, I've already got plans to, of course, go to Chicago for the Oscars, as well as for C2E2, which is going to be a great experience. But also getting the chance to go to New Jersey for WrestleMania this year, which I know is going to be absolutely fantastic to experience that. I know there's some people that are kind of iffy about that. They've said, like, well, New Jersey, it's kind of a dark and shady area. It's like, well, I don't really know that until I actually go, so can't really say that unless I've been there. I know it's probably going to be a bit pricey, but at the same time, I'm saving my pennies. I'm saving my nickels. I'm saving up money. But a lot of other things I'd love to do, again, just traveling around more, getting a chance to see, the nation a bit. Maybe later on down the line, maybe go out of the nation, maybe go to a different country. But that's one of those things that's still kind of like on the back burner right now, because it's like, just one step at a time, one step at a time. The best that I could probably guarantee of leaving, the United States is probably Canada for SummerSlam in August, but that's still another one of those things where it's a maybe, a giant question mark on that one. So I guess going out and just experiencing new things, because in 2018 alone, I got the chance to be a part of something great, which was indeed the wrestling community, and I want to explore that just a bit more. So going to these new places, going to new states, getting that chance to get that exposure and say like, hey, I've been here. Hey, I've been here. That's kind of something I want to do this year, and I plan on doing it. So,
hey, travel can only increase everything about you. I feel like, you get to do new things, experience new things. I love it. Good job, Nate.
Awesome. Life coach, anything to add?
I think that traveling is always fun and awesome. I think there's different ways to travel. I think that you have the typical, I'm going here for this one thing, and then you have the people who like to kind of adventure out and do things. I think that maybe it would be cool if you challenged yourself to force yourself into new situations while you're traveling, whether it be going somewhere by yourself and exploring, meeting new people. I don't know what type of other things you like to do. If it's at cons, maybe go to like a panel or something that's new to you. But just everywhere you're going, don't just stick to the same agenda every time. To challenge yourself and try new things, because you might find something else that you like, and that's the best way to get immersed in the culture. And as a side, I've been in New Jersey. People out there are super nice. They definitely have their own style, but they're awesome. And I love Canada.
Hey, blame Canada, Kyle's mom.
It's also awesome because the dollar goes further in Canada, so definitely go shopping.
Juice.
Hey, now you gotta go.
So literally, if I take like $100 there, it's almost like equivalent to maybe 200, maybe to 1,000. I don't know what is basically like that.
I don't know the exact right now, but it would probably be, if you took $100, I think that you would probably be closer to like 120, 135, which is good.
That's still pretty good, though. That's still pretty good. All right, so VicTori Belle, back over to you. What do you got?
I'm just following your leads. So you were saying stuff about travel. I'm going to stick more in my career-wise for this resolution, but just moving forward in my career, which would also be moving to LA, is definitely on my resolution. There's little like bumps in the road that are like, okay, I want to make sure I hit the Chicago episode and everything to get on the NBC shows and whatnot, but I think traveling somewhere and staying for me is going to be really hard, and just a test of my mental, physical, and just social clarity. That see if I can do it. I believe I can, but I do know that there's been people telling me that LA is a different beast, and you're going to want to come home and just fight it and whatnot. And that's something I'm going to definitely work on. But I want to just put it in my resolutions that it's going to happen in 2019, and I'm going to going to be able to check it off.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely know that, I, as one of your co-hosts and, close friends, can definitely say that I do support you when it comes to that. There's still a part of me that's just kind of like, I don't know, LA is just kind of a little bit, shady. It's one of those things where, I've never really been there to LA. I've never been to California. So I can't say like, oh, this place is better, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. But at the same time, I've heard a lot of things about Los Angeles. I've heard a lot of things about, what goes on in there. And plus, well, I don't think it's too far away from Hollywood. So, I mean, do I need to bring up the list of crazy people that we're probably going to list off? I mean, we're going to talk about that in a future episode. I know last week I said that we were going to do the crazy actresses episode this week, guys. We're going to be postponing that for a future episode because, we got something a little more important in matter, and that's, New Year's resolutions, card readings, as well as hearing from the life coach. So I guess now passing it off to the life coach. Anything that you have to say to your beloved and dear sister?
Well, I totally support her in everything she does, first off. Secondly, I think that if you are going to go for something, you need to go all in. You're big risk, big reward, and it always helps when you have a safety net, which I know you have, and you have a support that if for some reason anything happens, everyone will still support you regardless of how you feel about it. So that's always great. But if you're going to have a big goal like you do with being an actress and all that good stuff, then you need to take the steps to get there, and that's definitely a big step. And don't let the fear of change and the fear of the unknown stop you from accomplishing your goals.
Squash fear. Got it.
Squash fear.
Yeah.
Awesome, thanks.
So I guess if I had one more resolution that I would make for this year, I would probably have the fear of risks probably slowly getting eliminated. And what I mean by that is that there's been a lot of times where I've seen great opportunities, I've seen a lot of great things that have happened, and I've really not taken that chance to actually, take that step to go in that direction. I mean, the way that you do it, VicTori Belle, you got something planned out. You wanted to do this. You want to take the chance to go to a different state, live there for a while, and see how it goes. I want to be able to do something like that, but with even if it's little mini deals. I mean, just right now, I'm finally taking a chance of, saying, hey, I want to work with this person. Hey, I want to work with, these people here. Just recently, I acquired working a bit with the Fight TV network and working with promoting some of their events that are going on. So it's kind of one of those things where it's I want to kind of see where this goes. I want to see where this kind of takes me. Is it going to, bite me in the butt? Maybe. But is it going to be a great opportunity? I think it could be. So maybe just, focusing more on the risks and more on the reward than on the, more than on the, I guess, the bad parts of it. Because I still have a little bit of paranoid in me. And I blame a certain family member, which I'm not going to mention because I live with them. So let's not take that chance until I have that kind of financial foundation to get my own place, and then I can start bashing. No, I'm kidding. I love my parents. I'm not going to bash them at all. But yeah, just taking more chances and not having to worry about the negatives, I guess, is what I want to do for this year.
Well, I'm not going to try to take too much of the life coach's words, but because she's definitely have helped me through mine. But I'm going to be honest with you. I take chances a lot. I get bit in the butt a lot, but I'm still here and I'm fine. And I don't ever think that there's anything that will just demolish you as a person. But I always think it's fun to try to work with new people. And I mean, people who have followed me in my time, I've worked with a ton of people. And if I ever stop working with them, it's usually not because there was a big fallout. It's just I'm moving forward. Somebody that I haven't ever stopped working with is you, Nate. But in general, I work with people and I talk with people who want to work with me often, and I guess it's more like using your intuition. If you think this person is moving moving you forward, or if you think this person is trying to leech on to you as a person. So from what you said about if this is a TV network that you're promoting and helping out, and maybe they'll do it too, they'll go back and help promote you, that sounds like a very mutual beneficial relationship to me. So I feel like it's a win, but I bet the life coach could talk more about stuff like that. So
so what I would add to that is definitely don't let fear get in your way. Brains are programmed to acknowledge the risk. That just is way back to the dawn of time of whether it's worth it or not. So you're going to weigh things differently based on your level of anxiety and experience. And multiple points that I want to make here. Try not to let them all come out at once. Right. So first, if you do feel like you're having a moment where you're struggling with it, I would challenge you to write a list. That is my favorite answer, as Tori may have or may not have told you.
No, I haven't, but I've definitely written many lists.
Oh, yes. Her and my best friend, I make them write lists for me all the time. But I would write a list, and I wouldn't even write a list about the negative. I would literally just write down what you could gain from your opportunity and read it, take a second, put it down, come back and read it again, and see if it's worth it. And then, as a side note, a lot of people have issues with family members, and we all have our different opinions. People do the best that they can, but I think it's important to note that different world now than it used to be, and when we all have our kids and things like that, it'll be a different world for them as well. So I think that you guys have a great thing going that you've built for yourselves, and not to think that you need anyone else's support but your own, because you're doing it already.
I mean, literally, that's kind of what this network was kind of, built off, was literally like one of the most negative things turn into one of the most ultimate positives, and that was, gotta let go from what I was doing before. And then, I remember, I think VicTori Belle said to me, well, what happens now? I said, well, let's just go and do our own podcasting network, and let's just see what happens. And literally now, there's more people getting the chance to know what the game changer is, and know that, I don't just make that as a name as like a gimmick. I actually try to do that. I actually try to be a game changer. I don't want to be one of those people that, says like, oh, this is just a gimmick. This is something nice that looks great on a shirt. No. If I'm going to do anything, I'm always going to be the one that says like, hey, you think that these are the rules? Well, I'm going to basically just change the game on you. Is it kind of a dick move? Probably, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, it makes somebody, just stand out. And I think it's just really great that we've come so far to this point now that we're almost hitting, it's almost going to be 3 years working together, I think, like in summertime. And, honestly, like I've said before, I'll say it again. I can't think of a better person that I could have for a co-host than VicTori Belle, so.
Aw, thanks, Nate. Same.
I think that if you ever feel doubt, that you should definitely remember that all this good came from something that when you at the time probably faced that didn't feel like it was a very hopeful situation, but maintaining composure and good attitude goes a long way.
Definitely. I definitely do agree with that. So, all right. I think we got maybe one more from VicTori Belle before we get into, it seems a little selfish that we're talking about ours, so we're definitely going to be getting into the life coaches, New Year's resolution. But one more from VicTori Belle. What do you got?
Perfect. So I hit career, I hit body goals, and so now it's going to be more emotional goals. I am going to try to let go. And
do I need to play that Frozen song right now, or?
This is when Elsa needs to start singing, and that will explain everything, because I'm an ice princess. No.
Well, then.
So I think that it's a very complex, goal. I literally just put "let go!" exclamation point. And I'm going to work on steps, and I've actually already talked with my life coach, which is here, Allie. Yay! going to hopefully set up more meetings that are just fixed with how to let go and what steps I need to take in order to get out of my own head and just be who I am. It's something that has really stunted my growth as an actress or anything that I do. I just care too much about what other people think, and it's stupid, and I know it's bad. The problem is I don't know how to stop. So that's kind of why I've realized it was in my subconscious, now it's in my conscious. I realize it's a problem, and so now I'm taking it to a life coach, and I'm going to work through it, and so far, everything that I've come to realization, I have been able to work through and move forward a little bit. So this is just a huge obstacle that if I am able to overcome it, I think it'll just be something that I would never look back about and something that would just continuously push me forward. And that's always what I'm trying to do, is move forward.
Sweet. All right, life coach, your ball.
So as Tori mentioned, we already talked about this a little bit. Just to clarify a little bit more, and this is not directed specifically at her because she already said that she needs to outline what she wants to do about it still, but recognizing the problem is always the first step. I think a lot of people have similar problems with control issues, and when people feel fear or anxiety about things, their first response is, let's gather all the variables and put them in my box, and I will control all of them. And it makes them have a sense of security, but then it also almost sets you up in a way for emotional failure because you can't control everything that you've put in your box, and you can't control other people, and you need to focus on the things that are within your grasp and your control, like the way you're seeing the situation or your attitudes or things like that. And it's really hard, not only for Tori, but for a lot of people to understand that you cannot control other people's reactions to you. But double-edged sword, when you do your own things and don't try to control other people, you get better reactions from them anyway. So she definitely is on the right track, and I think it's going to help her a lot with just feeling more satisfied within herself.
Nice. This is just a very deep episode of The Game Changer, ladies and gentlemen, and I cannot think of anything better. I really cannot. It's really awesome. Usually we joke and we talk about a lot of stuff, but this is one of the first few times where I think we're actually pretty serious. Now, don't expect us to talk about politics, because no. That's where I'm drawing the line. It's like, nope. I don't need that kind of negativity. I know somebody else could say, like, no, it will help you at least get a grasp of what's going on in the world. I don't need that negativity. I don't. I really don't. I already got enough things to worry about. I don't need to know what's going on right now. Unless it's something majorly that's affecting me, I don't need to know that negativity. But that's just me. So, all right, Miss Life Coach, Miss Allie, what is your New Year's resolution?
All right, so I'll start with, last year my resolution was a lot of, material things. I was working on my house, and then I got married, so those boxes were checked last year. So this year I'm thank you. This year I'm focusing on eating better, not really just to lose weight, but just to nourish my body from the inside out. Right. So I have started, whether it be controversial or not, whether it's good for you, I started paleo, and then I also do intermittent fasting.
Nice. What is paleo for people who don't know what it is?
Paleo is eating in the form of the hunter-gatherer style, so a lot of meats, vegetables, no refined sugars, no flour, no gluten, all that good stuff. So sweet potatoes are my new best friend.
Awesome.
I'm just hearing you say the hunter thing, so it's like, so you just go out into the park and then you just go after like squirrels and rabbits and stuff like that. Sorry, I don't mean to paint a dark picture, but there are movies that paint a darker picture than what I'm painting here, ladies and gentlemen. So, but no, that's really good. That's really good. So basically, just being able to, because everybody wants to live to be at least 100 or even beyond that. So that's really good, cool to see that. Yeah, and like you said, just got to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and just keep moving forward.
Exactly.
But, all right, so are we ready to do this for the tarot card reading?
Sure.
Yeah, do we want to do the reading, or does she first want to explain what our signs are? I don't know what works.
They're separate things, so it doesn't matter. So if you guys, whatever you guys want to do, really.
Would it help you to do the reading if you first explained, like, just his few signs, or no?
It doesn't actually. I can do the reading not knowing anything about anyone. It doesn't have, like, and that's the cool thing about tarot, is that I don't need to know you.
Cool.
The cards in the universe know you enough for me, and I can definitely, if you want me, we have a lot of skeptics out there that are like, oh, tarot's a scam. Of course you're going to see what you need to see and what you want to see, and I've met those people. Pretty sure I've changed their minds most of the time. So I can definitely do the reading first if you want, and then I can go through and do you guys' I can't do a full chart because we don't have that kind of time.
Right.
And since you guys don't know what time you were born, I can only give you your sun and moon signs, but we can talk through that afterwards and then see if maybe anything correlated and might look cooler to the viewers before.
Cool. Perfect. Cool.
Okay.
Do you guys?
All right. So, like I said, Nate, I'm going to do a Celtic cross for you.
Okay.
An assessment of where you are in your life. You don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to. I understand also that these get a little personal. So if there's anything that you do not want to talk about, we can just skip over. If you like to talk about things, we can. Or we can go through all of them. I can tell you what I need to tell you, and then at the end, you can tell me what you want to tell me. So how do you want to proceed?
First of all, I want to just state that I thought that, the This Is Me episode that I did with Right With That was going to be, revealing. Nope, this is the episode, ladies and gentlemen. You're probably going to learn a lot more about me than anything. You know what? I'll keep that in mind. If there's anything that I don't want to talk about, I'll just say, let's pass on that. So, yeah, let's just do it. I'm very interested in seeing how this do it, and for some people, they're basically, getting paid. They're paying to do this. I'm getting this for free, although your check is going to be in the mail. Side note. So yeah, let's do this.
All right. So I know that I'm trying to show you things. So this is what your spread looks like.
Okay.
This is a personal card that I like to choose. So a typical Celtic cross is you have the cross made out of 5 cards. You have one card that sits across the middle of the cross.
Okay.
And then there's 4 cards, which is more of like the external factors on the side of your cross.
All right.
My card represents the transitions between your short-term and long-term outcomes. Sorry.
No, that's good. I think it's cool that he gets to see it, even though this is just a podcast. So if there's anything that visually you guys need to explain, you got this.
Yep.
Yeah, if you need me to explain anything more in depth, please let me know.
All right, I will definitely do that.
All right. So the first card is the center of the cross. It represents you and where you are in your life currently.
Okay.
This card, I picked my DC cards, which my sister gave me. Yay! So this is the Chariot. The Chariot represents multiple forces pulling you in opposite directions.
Okay.
So whether it be emotions, whether it be work, or literally the lifelong battle of this is what I want to do, which is opposite what is paying my bills.
Right.
So it's more of an internal struggle within yourself, not actually physically things pulling you, but it's a lot of things that you have a hard time maintaining balance over, and it feels like a constant struggle. Okay?
All right.
The card going across your Chariot is your conflict. Your conflict is the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is someone who follows his passions and is very charismatic, and he's so into his cause and so passionate about what he's doing that other people naturally follow him. So I would say that is probably one side of your Chariot that's causing you conflict, would be you wanting to be the King of Wands.
That probably sounds about right. I mean, sometimes I just want to, I want to be king of the castle. I want to, go my way. But some things are just holding me back. What can I say?
Yep. Well, the next card, good lead-in, is the foundation of your conflict.
Okay.
The bottom of the cross. And your foundation is justice, which is Batman.
Na, 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 na.
Got the Batman card.
So justice is the card that kind of represents, it kind of has a dual meaning to it. It's got the usual, you get what you deserve type of feel to it. And then you also have the finesse version to justice is because justice is a woman holding a scale who's also holding a sword. So you may feel like you're judge, jury, and executioner, but you can't just execute everybody. You need to know when is the appropriate time to use the sword and when it's not. And you need to know the appropriate way to weigh the outcome to best serve you and what you want. So right now I think you're having a little bit of trouble with the weighing of the outcomes.
Wow.
Okay.
lot of deep stuff. It's just kind of like stuff that's sinking in here. So.
Yeah.
He's using his subconscious. It's working.
All right, so this is the top of the cross. The top of the cross represents your highest hopes and desires for the situation. And first off, what I like to say before I pull this card and everybody gets all excited is this has nothing to do with the actual outcomes. This is about you understanding what you want from this situation and realizing if possibly your blind desire for this want or need is somehow hindering you from seeing the situation for what it is.
All
right, so your highest hope and desire is the Empress. I believe that's Poison Ivy.
Well, that can't be a good thing.
Well, she's all about nurturing her plants and things like that. So the Empress, what she means is abundance, creativity, and having the energy to go forward with it all.
Yeah, that's literally me with the Game Changer. So.
Yep, that totally makes sense. And especially because your conflict is in the realm of something you're passionate about, you definitely feel like you want more ideas, more energy, go, 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 do, do, do.
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate.
All right. The next one is the left side of the cross. It's the past issues that are still pulling on your current situation.
Oh, boy.
Well, this is not a bad one. So this is the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is success. So the fact that you have, I would say it seems to me like you're leaning towards this being about you and your podcast, which is super appropriate that we're doing this on your podcast then. I don't think that maybe you expected to have such a good following and a good outcome, and the fact that you got this and you've been successful here is leading you to think, well, if we got here, where else can we go? How do we get there? And then you also have the ideas, the big, boom, crazy ideas, and then you have the other horse in your chariot that's like, look, we only have so many resources here. So we can only go so far with what we have, and you're struggling with that.
Well, the almighty dollar can't always buy happiness, but when you got enough of it, it really does make a lot of difference.
Yeah, that's for sure. Preach. Alright, so now we're on to the right side of your cross, and this is your short-term outcome.
Okay.
And the short-term outcome is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is conflict. So, swords typically represent things of your mind, and I feel like it probably is speaking to what you were outlining in your resolutions with trying new things and being adverse to things. You're going to have a lot of internal conflict where your mind's telling you not to take specific risks or do specific things, and the fear and anxiety inside of you is going to really challenge you in the short term.
So, in essence, do I, battle the conflict, or do I kind of go with the conflict? How would I, how would I, deal with the conflict, if that being the short-term deal?
I mean, I would definitely stick to your resolution, like what you said, that you have followed through with some of your risks already, and they've made you feel really good about things. But I think that this is more of a warning, like, be aware that this is gonna happen. It doesn't have to defeat you.
Okay.
But to be aware, because sometimes we defeat ourselves before we're even fully aware of it, and we've already talked ourselves out of an idea before we've seen how good the idea could be. And being aware that your mind is going to contradict you in your new adventures that you want to have is definitely the first step, like with Tori being aware of the control issues. Like, if you know it's happening, then you can see it, as opposed to it happening in the background and defeating you before you got the chance.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's more of a be aware.
Okay. Duly noted.
Alright, so now we're on to the external factors card. The bottom one is how you see yourself in your situation.
Okay.
And that is the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is someone who has put the seeds in the ground, is worked through the harvest, and is now just kind of enjoying the fruits of their labor type of thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean,
so that's great.
I mean, working at a theater, working in retail, there's a lot of fruits there to that labor. So can't really say that that's wrong.
I feel like you feel pretty. I don't want to fully use the word successful, because I feel like you want to do so much more. I don't think it's just in the realms of your retail jobs and things like that. It's probably also to do with your podcast. But you feel like you're doing good. You feel like you could do more, but you're like, I'm doing good pretty much wherever I'm putting the effort.
All right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and that actually does that actually does describe it pretty well.
All right. The next card is how external people see you.
This would be good.
I don't know if it'll speak to one person specifically or not, but you have the Knight of Swords.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Jesus. Holy cow.
I don't know who that character is, but
I don't know who that is either, but he's kind of scary looking. But I would say it's probably a particular party sees you as the Knight of Swords, because just from the vibes that I've gotten from you, I don't feel like you barrel over anybody. But the Knight of Swords is someone who chases his goals at all costs. He doesn't care what's in his way. He's going through them. So, I would maybe, the sense when I'm looking at this card, and you do not have to go into this any further if you don't wish to, but I would say that maybe that family member that you were talking about, this is how they see you. I don't think that anybody else would see you that way, just from what I've got from you and what I know Tori says, all the positive things she says about what you guys are doing. I don't see you barreling over people, but that doesn't mean that someone you're close to and possibly have a rocky relationship with doesn't feel that way.
No, again, that makes a lot of sense. Definitely something that's going to sink in pretty nicely today. Well, I don't know if I'd say nicely, but we'll see. It's going to get me thinking, though. That's really what this tarot card reading's all about, is
exactly, yes.
about that. So.
Yes. Take away, think about it, be aware of external factors.
Yeah,
so
no
the next card, which is the third card up, is your hopes or fears, and typically the way that goes is after we read the card, we know whether it's a hope or a fear, because when a card is negative, you can tell.
Right.
So your hopes or fears, to me, looks like a hope. It's the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands, is about joining together and celebrating. So it's a positive card, definitely,
Yeah.
and Wands have to do with like passions, and it's about you feeling a sense of other people enjoying it with you, type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, definitely like it. I like it.
All right. And then the fourth card in the row of external factors is your long-term outcome,
Okay.
and that is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is somewhat similar to the Knight of Swords, but he is a little bit more motivated by his passions as opposed to just mentally charging over people. The Knight of Wands definitely could probably be aware a little bit better of his surroundings and what's going on, but that doesn't mean it's inappropriate, because I feel like for the way you and Tori have challenges in what you guys want to do with your careers and things like that, the Knight of Wands is appropriate, because you need to chase things hard if you want them, and it's hard to achieve them. So for most people, I would tell them that the Knight of Wands maybe needs to calm down, but for you guys in the industry that you guys try to go for, it's about who's going to go the hardest and go the farthest. So you definitely need that.
Oh. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
All right.
I'm
and then the last part of your reading.
All right.
So how you were... Did I interrupt you, Tori? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I'd have a hard time hearing.
I think Nate was talking a little bit.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Nate.
No. It's just, again, another one of those things where it's just more sinking in than trying to like think of what my immediate thoughts are.
Yeah, that's okay. So maybe the last one will help you a little bit. So how you're taking your short-term outcome, which was your Five of Swords, the conflict, to your long-term outcome, which is the Knight of Wands, chasing down your goals with passion, is the Three of Cups, which is friendships and relationships. So building friendships and building a network is how you're going to get there to chase your dreams. Okay? That's the last card.
Pure and simple. Wow. Yeah, you definitely give me a lot to think about. You give me a lot to really just kind of ponder. And honestly, Allie, I appreciate that. It's one of those things where, does it make me like a full-fledged believer? Well, not exactly, but it is one of those things where I think the way that I'm taking it, it's more just of, thinking about, whether these things really do reflect on some of the things in my life, or whether these things really do reflect, some of the, conflicts, as you mentioned, some of the success, everything like that. And it's really good. I'm glad that we got the chance to do this. So thank you very much, Allie, for that, free tarot card reading. So that was awesome.
Is there anything that you think, how many, do you want to explain, how many major arcanas you got? And then maybe, because since you know that Nate is what his sign is, do you want to explain, maybe why you got some of the suits that he got?
I can explain that if you want me to, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, in tarot, we have major arcana and minor arcana. The major arcanas are the cards that don't have a number or a suit or a knight or queen or king with it. So that would be the 3 cards you got in the center of your reading, which is the Empress, the Chariot, and Justice. Those are all major arcana. And there are 21, I believe, major arcana. And there are 76 cards in a deck. So you have, what is that, roughly about a third or a fourth. You have roughly about a fourth of the cards. So you got a pretty good spread of them. So I'd say about a fourth of your reading was major arcana. And then the rest were your minor arcana, which you have cups, you have pentacles, you have wands, and you have swords. Swords, as I explained earlier, represents conflicts or feats of the mind. Wands represent passion and things that just kind of motivate your soul. And you have cups represent emotion. And then you have pinnacles that represent more tangible things like jobs or house-related moving resource-wise. And you got a lot of wands, which, since we decided we were talking about your podcast, makes sense because you're very passionate about it. And then, in looking at specifically the suits, a different way to sum up your reading would be, you kind of have the passion as the motivation, but the thing that's going to get you over your mental fears and your mental hiccups is really going to be the emotion and getting from that unsure place and feeling the community and feeling like truly believing what your brain knows and what your passion wants you to do. The feeling is what's going to take you to the next level.
Cool. All right. Very nice. Very cool. Again, a lot to take in, a lot to think about, and honestly, we'll see what 2019 brings me. So,
yeah, that'll be good.
I'm looking forward to this. It's all right. So, now, what was the next thing that we were going to be talking about? The sign?
The sign. She took in some information about us, and she can explain a few of a limited amount of what the birth chart could kind of do and what a birth chart is. Maybe, Ellie?
So, a birth chart is it's kind of hard for me to explain, really. It's an outline drawing of where specific stars and specific planets were when you were born, which represents different poles in your life. So each planet represents a different realm. Mercury is communication, Mars is conflict, Venus is pretty obvious. So it's how you handle different aspects of your life without knowing your times and without taking up an entire show by itself, because as you can imagine, going through all of your planets and all of your houses could probably take an hour apiece. And since you don't know what time you were born, I can't 100% guarantee that that's right, but I did, based on your birthdays and year you guys were born, I was able to get your sun and moon sign.
Okay.
What we have is everybody has 3 signs that most people refer to. We have our sun, our moon, and our rising signs. When someone casually asks you what your sign, you tell them what your sun sign is. So that's just the day and the month that you were born. Tori's a Libra, and Nate is a Leo. And I'm a Rose.
There's the V. We're all right in a row, though. Yeah.
We are. And then the next sign you have is your moon sign, which is more of what's under the surface. It's your feelings and how you deal with being emotional and things like that. And then the third one, your rising sign, is the face you give to the world for the people who don't necessarily get to know you very well, or when they first meet you, it's the face you give to them. So we were able to figure out that, weirdly enough, you guys have the same moon sign. You guys are both Capricorns. Yay!
Interesting.
I'm sure that helps in communication a lot.
Well, I'm not going to go any further than that, so continue.
So, I'll give you a little brief one. I'll do Tori first, because she already knows all this, and then that'll give Nate a little bit of time to digest hers first. So, Tori, you're a sun sign Libra with a moon sign Capricorn, which means that you're a very social person. You are in the realm of the swords for tarot, to kind of tie it back. Your sign does a lot of thinking, does a lot of communicating, and then when you start to have feelings and start to get emotional, you turn into a Capricorn. And a Capricorn is of the realm of Pentacles, which is very resource oriented. which translates to the sun, to the element earth, and the Libra is in the element of air. So I think it's fun to say, if you take your two elements and you put them together, that's what it's like when you're really angry. So Tori would be an earth tornado when she's angry.
Oh boy.
I know, it's a good visual. She's just going to throw a rock at somebody or something.
No, I'm just now imagining them doing this deal, like, you know how hurricanes get like names nowadays? Now I'm just waiting for the day that they just start naming tornadoes, and it's gonna be like, oh, here comes Tornado Tori now.
Yep. Everybody look out.
Oh, God.
So that's hers. And then we have Nate. You are a sun sign Leo and a moon sign Capricorn. So Leo is in the realm of wands, which is a fire sign, which goes back to you're a very, very passionate person. You have a lot of confidence, despite what you may think. I feel that, just specifically to you from what I've gotten from you, even if you feel like you're insecure, you're probably not as insecure as you think you are or think that you could be, because as a Leo, you can only go so far in the insecurity realm. Leos have confidence for days. They're very, very motivated people, and they're really good at getting people to follow them. And it definitely speaks to that King of Wands right there. And then when you are emotional, you turn into a Capricorn, much like Tori. Mm-hmm. You go back to the realm of Earth, and it's more about, hey, prove it to me. If we're in an argument or something like that, I need some facts, I need some details. You have to prove to me what you want me to believe. Don't just tell me that you have a gut feeling, because I don't believe you. But if we were talking about when you get angry, you would be like a volcano.
Oh boy. I mean, oddly enough, okay, I'll be fair. A couple weeks ago, I think Tori figured that out. So let's just say that. I'm just going to say that right now.
Oh, yeah?
Literally, I went on a tirade rant about movies I hated that year, and I think I reached that point of eruption, but I definitely found a way to just, keep it all back in. I think that's the best way of putting it. So if anybody wants to see me almost erupt into a volcano, definitely go check out our review when we talked about this past year's movies, and you'll definitely see that. But yeah, no, that's all I had to add on for that.
That was all I really had. We can always do more birth charts separately if you guys want me to, but that's all I have right now.
Okay. Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely kind of more interested in learning more about that. But unfortunately, though, we are a little bit out of time. Also, well, we're a little bit over, but you know what? It's totally fine. This was definitely worth every single minute. So hopefully, for a lot of you guys, I know that this is all podcasts, this is all vocal. Obviously, a lot of people are like, well, we want to kind of see these visuals. Well, unfortunately, I'm not quite at that limit yet. I am working towards trying to experiment with new things throughout the year. So bear with me. There might be some hiccups. There might be some glitches here and there. Just bear with me. All right. So with that being said, Allie, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for being on the show. Definitely great to talk to you face-to-face, sort of. I mean, it's obviously via FaceTime.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, it was really, really great to have you on. And honestly, the door's open. If you ever want to come back on, do another reading, do just anything, even if we just want to talk about movies. I mean, whatever you want, by all means, you're more than welcome to come back on the show.
Well, the life coach in me says we're going to follow up on those resolutions you guys have. This will be interesting. That a follow up. That's the accountability. That's what we need. We need an accountability buddy.
Accountability buddy. All right. So,
but yeah, Nate, did you want to ask her, or you might have already been doing this? I'm sorry if I cut you off. But yeah, maybe if people were interested to also getting something like what we just experienced today with you, which is a tarot reading and most people had already come prepared with their birth time. We were just unprepared. What they could do, maybe, Allie, like if they did want something like this.
Well, I have my Mindful Lessons Facebook page, and you can message me anytime, and we can talk about whatever.
All right, sweet. Yeah, I will definitely have that in the description here on the Spreaker.com channel, as well as on YouTube and every other place. You guys definitely go check that out. Give her a like, show her some love, and definitely check out these tarot card readings. They're pretty good, pretty spot on. So with that, I think that we are just about out of time. VicTori Belle, do you have anything that you wanted to add as far as, any events that are coming up, anything crazy that's going to be going on? I know that we have the Oscars next month, which, oh my God, I can't believe we're already that close to it already.
Yeah, I guess I got to get on my movie watching. I haven't seen the list yet, but we know it's coming soon, so I'm excited for that. But no, I think for the most part, I'm doing a few art figure modeling stuff in February that I'll probably announce later in the year. But other than that, I'm more doing more embroidery events. So people probably might not want to go to that, but
You just never know. You just never know. But, of course, you guys, you can go check out VicTori Belle on her Facebook fan page. Like I said, as always, give her some likes, give her some comments on her pictures, and also be respectful. I'm just going to say that right now. We're already in 2019. We don't have to digress back to the olden days where everything was an insult. So, yeah, you know how to follow me on Twitter, and it's very crucial that you do follow me on Twitter. For a lot of you people that have been following me the last 24 hours, literally what I've been doing is I've gotten a co-op deal with Fight TV to basically promote Impact Wrestling Homecoming this Sunday, you guys, on their network. For those of you that want to take the easy way out, basically just go to my Twitter handle at RealEffingGame. There is a pinned tweet on there. Retweet that tweet, and also in the comment section below, mention who is your favorite Impact Wrestling star that's there. But also, the most crucial thing is to be sure to follow me as well as Fight TV in order to get entered into the drawing for a free viewing of the Impact Wrestling Homecoming this Sunday. And also, for those of you that are listening into the podcast, you guys have an opportunity to get that as well. So, I basically said at the beginning of the show that I'm going to basically be asking a question to you guys. It is going to be, of course, an Impact Wrestling / TNA related question. For anybody that can message me either on Facebook or comment here on Spreaker.com or on YouTube, wherever you can. First person to message me, the right answer will indeed be the winner of this viewing deal. So the question is, and I will reiterate this also on Saturday when we will have the pre-show for Impact Wrestling Homecoming, where myself and SoCal will be getting the chance to talk about the card, the lineup, everything that's going on. The question here is, who was the first ever TNA World Heavyweight Champion? Now, let me say that again. Who is the first ever TNA World Heavyweight Champion? So, for those of you that think you got the answer, be sure to either message me on Facebook, feel free to leave a comment and here on Spreaker.com, as well as on YouTube, so that way you can get the chance to see this great show that's going to be coming up this Sunday. So for Allie, for VicTori Belle, and for myself, I've been Nate the Effing Great. Thank you so much for joining us here, and we'll talk to you guys in the next episode. It's a very in-depth episode of the podcast, but it is also a great way to start off 2019, you guys. So see you later, bye-bye, and holy cow.
Bye.